Thank you for joining us on another episode of RoundTable with Steve. Today we're here with Angela. Actually, Angela, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Tell me how you got started and things of that sort.
Well, Steve, several years ago, I was in a lot of debt. I was in several $1,000s worth of debt. Do you name the credit card? I had it, about 15. And at the time, it felt good that I could spend, not think about it, just swipe. And having a credit card makes it easy for you to spend. But I went through a rough period where I went through a lot of financial difficulties because I overspent. I got through that period over a time, and I got to a place where I became debt free. And I decided that I need to share just to inspire someone that whatever situation they're in financially, they don't have to stay there, basically. And that's how that book came about.
Okay, that's good. Now, when did you publish? How long ago have you had your book out?
A year and a half ago, I published.
Okay,
Yes.
that's great. And tell me, how has it been so far? What kind of success are you seeing?
Phenomenal success because everyone you talk to basically have some kind of financial situations going on, and a lot of times people don't know what to do. And this book, it's inspiring. It's very inspiring and encouraging. And there's a lot of stuff information in there where you can learn how to get out of debt, how to stay out of debt, little nuggets, and even a budget is in there. So it's an easy read. It's an easy
Yeah,
read
yeah, I
because
saw
people are
that.
busy.
Yeah, so that's it's short and to the point. That's the way it
Short
should
and to the
be.
point, yes.
That's exactly how it should be. All right. Now, so everybody can see. Here's the book. Go look for it. Where is it available?
It's at Barnes and Noble, and it's also on Amazon.
Okay.
They can also contact my website, debtfreelifestylenow.com.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Now you said on Amazon. Is it available? And Barnes and Noble, is it available as a e-reader or is it just
Not
under?
an e-reader yet. I'm working on the e-reading part of it, but not as an e-reader yet.
Okay. Now I'm actually going on here to take a look at it. Um, Now, as far as the feedback that you've been getting on Amazon and on Barnes and Nobles, what's that like?
Excellent feedback. It's amazing that you asked that question. I was at my company's convention. I'm a marketing manager.
I'm gonna leave this here so people could see the picture.
Okay. I'm a marketing manager by day, and I went to my convention sometime last year, I think it was August, and the executive vice president, I told him I wrote a book on debt. He did tell me he was going to purchase the book, but we think those people are executives. They're very busy. They might not have time.
They forget you in 20
They
minutes.
forget you in 20 minutes. So I happened to go on Amazon. I always check feedbacks and whatever. And there it is. He bought the book, and he did give a review on the book.
That's
So
good.
that was just phenomenal. That was just amazing. Really amazing. So the feedbacks on Amazon has been great.
Now, a lot of our viewers are outside of the United States. Now, the things in the book, are they just mainly for people here in the U.S., or is this something that you can apply no matter where you live?
Not at all. Money is a universal language, and we all need help when it comes to money. So this book speak to your pocket.
Okay, and no matter where you
Doesn't
are
matter
on
where you are, what country you're in, this book can help you.
and your walk of life, no matter where you are in that walk of life, either you might be, some people are in debt, and some people might want to learn how not to get into
There
debt.
you go.
So,
Yes, it does. It helps those. My testimony is in there, how I actually got myself into debt. But also in the book is how I got out of debt, some of the things that I did and implemented to get me out of debt.
is this your first book? Have you written a book before?
It is my first book. I never dreamt of writing a book about getting out of debt. I always thought I would have written a book about parenting because people always say they always compliment me on being a single mom but a very good parent. But when I got to a place where I'm a Christian woman, I'm from coming from a Christian background, and I said I needed something that I need to write to inspire someone, and it dropped in my spirit that I need to write a book about getting out of debt. So it is my first book. I'm working on another book, which is a spin-off from this one. It's a workbook.
What's that one?
That one is, in everything that you do, you need life application.
Right.
And what it does, it helps you to walk through the process of things. It makes you think, how did I get myself in this situation? What are the steps that I'm going to put in place to get out of this situation? So it helps you to set goals. It helps you to budget. It's a pretty good, brief, short workbook.
And I'm glad you mentioned the budget because that's something I was about to go to. As far as budgeting, a lot of people say I can't afford to cut out some of the things I'm doing. I can't afford to do this. I can't live without my Starbucks in the morning.
Oh,
What kind of things did you have to cut out in order to get yourself out of that?
that's an excellent question, Steve. I love to shop. Us women love to shop. We love clothes, we love pocketbooks, we love shoes. At the time, I had a shoe store. And every time I go shopping for the shoe store, I would go shop for myself. So that was one of my weaknesses. So I had to make sacrifices of not going to the malls. When my girlfriend said, "Girl, let's go to shopping," I had to pull back on that. There's certain things that my kids even wanted. They like expensive sneakers. I had to pull back on that. You cannot get out expensive sneakers. One of the ways that I also paid my way out of debt was a lot of times we're making plans for our income tax. We want to travel, we want to purchase items, we want to purchase a car. That's one of the sacrifices I made when I paid off my debt. I used several of my income tax return to pay off my debt.
Okay, now what advice would you give to other people out there that are thinking about writing a book? Because, I mean, your story is actually twofold. One of them is getting yourself out of debt and also taking the leap and writing your first book. So a person out there that might want to write a book or might think that, nobody wants to hear my story or whatever, what would you say to that person?
I think everyone's life is a story. And there's someone out there that needs to hear your story, just waiting to be inspired or just be encouraged by your story, because you're not an island by yourself. There's someone else out there that's going through the same thing that you went through. And what you did when you write that book, be motivated and be encouraged to write that book. When you write that book, it will be a blessing and inspiration to someone. So I would encourage anyone that's thinking about writing a book, go ahead and take a step of faith and write that book, because there are lives out there, and some lives are even dependent on you writing that book. So I would recommend that.
No, you have an accent.
Oh, yes.
Where are
do
you
have an
from?
accent. I'm from Jamaica, the beautiful island.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you, because there are a lot of people that are going to view this that are in Jamaica right now,
Okay.
and sometimes you find people say, okay, well, and sometimes, and not just in Jamaica, in different islands, and you find people that are in certain situations right now where they feel like they can't achieve certain things. They might feel like, I'm looking at you and you have it all, you have this, you have that. What would you like to say to that little girl or that little boy that feel like, what you have is unattainable?
The sky is the limit to what you can achieve. And whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve. From the islands, I had to make a decision that I wanted the opportunities more than what I could get in Jamaica, and that's why I moved here. Now that I'm here, I have to take advantage of the opportunities that are, before me. So I would encourage someone in the islands or whatever country you're in, and it's not in the U.S., that you have to make that step to say, I want better out of myself. But it all begins with you. You have to be the one to make it happen. And once that opportunity comes, you have to make use of that opportunity.
So what's next for Angela?
What's next for Angela? I'm writing a couple more books. I'm also doing workshops on financial planning also. I have a group of people that I work with that I'm putting together a workshop. I do a lot of motivational speaking, so I do travel and I do coaching. So if someone needs help and show you how to budget and how to put your money in order, I also do that. So that's where I'm at right now.
Now, your workshops, are they all just in Florida? Are they online?
Right now, we're started in Florida, but we are going to branch out to do it online, because there's people all over the world who needs that help in their finances. So
Okay. And I know that you're a very spiritual lady, and you're very well grounded. You have a good relationship with the Lord, and speak on that a little bit for me.
that's one of the things that actually helped me to get out of debt. I had to believe that no matter what's going on in my life, that God was still on my side and that He still cares for me. And a lot of times we are going through and we make mistakes because we're not perfect. We beat up on ourselves. But God said He'll never leave us nor forsake us. So he's going to be with us till the end. So I have to know and to believe that whatever the situation is, God is going to walk me through the process. So I have to hold on to my faith.
So I've been told that you actually have a favorite scripture. What's that scripture?
My favorite scripture, Steve, is Deuteronomy 8:28. And it says that God is the one who gives us the power to get wealth, so his work here on earth may be established. And the reason why I love that scripture is because that tells me that I can live a prosperous life. Because he assured me that he gave me the power to achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve. But it's also for his glory also. Not just for us to hoard it and take it all in for ourselves, but it's for us to give, to share, to help the community, and to see it into someone's life also.
That's very good. That's good. And I hope a lot of you guys out there listen to what she's saying, okay? There you go. Now, let me ask you about relationships. So I also hear that you have a book coming out about relationships.
Yes, I'm working on a book on relationship and money. And money is so important in a relationship. We all know that money can make or break a relationship, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we think that we're in a relationship and our money is just us to do whatever we want to do. Especially as a couple when you're married.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times the women want to sneak and go shopping, don't tell the husband what they're doing, that kind of thing. But when you become one, then it's something that you have to discuss and talk about.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. Even in a dating situation, a lot of times we don't talk about money when we're dating. We put it under the rug and we wait until we get married, then everything pops up. But in any relationship, you want to talk about money. You want to put it on the table. I want to know if you have any baby daddy drama going on with your finances, stuff like that, and vice versa. You need to put it all on the table. So money discussion in relationship is very, very, very important. Very important. So that's my next book also.
So when is that book going to be coming out? When are we gonna see that on Amazon?
That book will probably come out early next year. Yes, that will come out early next year.
Any other books you're working on after that one, or any ideas?
You know what?
I'm trying to get the scoop here.
Honestly, this one doesn't have to do with money, but I really want to write a book on parenting, being a single parent. Because as a single mom, I've been a single mom most of my kids' lives. And I had to struggle to provide for them, to make a way for them. And right now, when I look at my two sons and see how successful they are, it's a testament that not because there's not a man in the picture, it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot have and groom great, successful kids. So I want to write that book.
That's a good book to write, because a lot of times I hear people saying, and they'll blame different things. There wasn't a dad in the house, or whatever the case may be. Now, a two-parent house is definitely important.
Oh, definitely.
But I still see, like with you, for example, where you can raise two young men on your own without using the excuse of there wasn't a man in the
There
house.
you go. I didn't give up and say there's no man.
Exactly.
I made whatever it is that I need to do, the necessary things that I needed to do to make sure I still provided for my kids, and to make sure that they're going to be successful kids in the community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you guys, if anyone out there has a nonprofit organization, a school, or a church, or anything like that you're doing any kind of debt workshops, definitely go ahead and give us check out our website, and you'll have a link to Angela's book. You'll have a link to her website as well. As a matter of fact, what is your website? Go ahead and give us your website.
DebtFreeLifestyleNow.com.
DebtFreeLifestyleNow.com.
Yes.
So go to her website, check it out. Like I said, if you have any kind of a debt workshop or anything that you're working on, and you want to get a large quantity of book, check out DebtFreeLifestyleNow.com, and you'll be able to get discounts for large quantities of books that you purchase for your nonprofit, for your church, for anything of that sort. All right, and you can also go to our website, which is RoundTableWithSteve.com, and you can find Angela's link there as well. So if you want to learn how to get out of debt, definitely pick up a copy of the book, Debt Free, Stress Free by Angella Fleming. Okay, Angela, I thank you very much for being on Roundtable with Steve, and I'm definitely anxious to put some of the things that we learned in your book into action, because I'm not there yet, but I don't want to get there.
Well, Well, thank you for having me on Roundtable with Steve. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Now, tune in next week when we'll be interviewing Jerome Hill, a former police officer in Pittsburgh who wants to talk about police brutality from the inside of that blue wall.